You're listening to Until They Sleep, a podcast where two parents finally get to sit down and discuss all the different things that run through their heads every day because their four kids are finally asleep. Thanks for listening.
Hello and welcome back to Until They Sleep. I am your host, Daniel.
And I'm Shantelle.
And welcome back.
And we have no idea what we want to talk about.
We're just gonna talk. So we have been dealing with some heat, and it's been freaking hot.
I mean, granted, I'm sure it's hotter in other parts of the country, but
could it be?
Like heat.
We've been over 100 for the last couple of days.
Yeah, but
yeah,
I think it's like 130 in other places.
Where?
115.
You're just talking out of your ass right now.
I'm maybe Death Valley.
115? Okay. All right. Yeah.
Arizona's
115. Yeah. So this is one of the things that me and my wife are different in. I don't care for the heat. I hate the heat. I am a cold weather kind of person.
You don't mind humidity.
I kind of do. I did when I lived in Florida. You know, that's very humid over there. But I don't like the fucking hot. Because I always say this, it's like when you're hot, there's only so many layers of clothes you can take off
legally.
And if I don't know, I'm very conscious about bodies, so I don't have the body to not wear a t-shirt anymore. So I'm not going to take off my t-shirt.
Yeah, I'm not trying to wear belly shirts.
But when it's cold,
tube tops, that's what they're called.
I mean, you know, you can wear a flannel. You can wear a sweater. You can wear a jacket on top of that. You know, you can wear a beanie. You can wear a hoodie. You can keep on adding until you're nice and warm and you're comfortable and it feels like you're walking around in your blanket and it's just wonderful. It's like great. And then if you get hot, you take one layer off, and if not, you take another one, and then you pick whichever one you like better. So I enjoy that, and not to mention that I kind of run hot, so I sweat a lot during the summer, and it's not because I'm out of shape, people. It's always been like this, even when I was skinny. I've always been like that. I always had like a fan over my bed, and you know, take showers and air dry like that. It's just because I can't.
It drives me crazy that you do that.
I hate the heat. I really do. It's just like when it's hot from the top and it's hot from the bottom. I feel like where we live, I feel like I'm walking out in a freaking oven.
I love it.
Yeah, and here my freaking wife was originally from hell. That's why I always make that joke. I was like, yeah, because you're close to home. It feels like you're home.
I grew up in the heat. I grew up in the dry heat. Okay, correction. I like dry heat. None of this humidity crap like down in San Diego or Florida or any other place that's humid. No, thank you. Because in the dry heat, if there's a breeze,
it feels like fucking somebody's blowing air in your face.
It still feels great.
No, it doesn't.
Versus humidity, you're sticky.
A nice cool wind.
And you can't
like
ever.
Cold
no,
wind.
In humidity, you can't ever get dry. You're like constantly covered in moisture in humid areas.
You mean sweat?
Sweat or the humidity from the air.
So what's wrong with that?
You're constantly covered in hot water of some sort.
No, you're not. It's not hot water.
Moisture. Okay. You're always covered in hot. What are you talking about? You said you hated living in Florida.
I did, because I was just sweaty. I'm a sweaty person.
Yes, so. But I'm saying, like, even if you're not a sweaty person.
At that time, all I had was my motorcycle. And I remember I used to carry Ziploc bags. Well, not Ziplocs, but you know, like kind of like a Ziploc bag, a big one, with a T-shirt inside of it. They were all separated. And I put it on my backpack. I would carry like 2 to 3 a day because, I would start sweating so much that I had to sweat and change out T-shirts.
I love dry heat. I'm happy in Nevada or Arizona, San Bernardino County, where it's nice, Riverside County.
Yeah, you
where
say
it's
that because you
hot
don't even
and
live
dry.
in those places. You're just saying it because, like, oh, you've driven by them. You're like, oh, yeah, this is cool.
Well, yeah.
But I
But when
listen
we
to guys.
go to those areas and it's hot, when we just are traveling through it, you're dying. You're like, oh my God, I have the windows open and I love the heat, the dry heat coming through the windows.
I hate driving with the windows open. I hate it because it ruins the seals in the cars. It's just, I just hate it. And then you're letting all that hot ass air in there. Nah, fuck that.
I love it.
That's why ACs were invented. Technology has come a long way.
I still love it.
ACs are there for a reason. It must be used.
I still love it.
Yeah. So there you go. See? So we're different even in that.
Yep.
Yeah. But then she's always like, don't hug me. It's too hot.
I don't like
because
it's
You're
muggy.
too hot. Don't get close to me.
Because it's
no.
muggy.
You like it
heat.
hot. Deal with it.
No. Dry heat.
Yeah.
Dry heat. And those out there who understand the difference, if you live in a dry heat area or you grew up in a dry heat area and you go to a humid area or someone is hugging you.
And if you don't know what we're talking about, just turn on the oven in your house and put your head in there. And then you'll know exactly what she's talking about, her damn dry heat.
It's completely different. And you know it's completely different.
No, it's exactly like being inside of an oven.
No, it's not. No, I'm talking about dry heat and humid heat. It's completely different. Completely different.
Yeah. I wanted two people. I wanted two.
What?
I wonder how the hell did we end up together?
Oh, yeah.
You're so different.
Yeah, I know. So I'm sure that question is asked a million times a day.
Oh, man. So it's been hot. I'm not happy about it. I literally get in a bad mood. I'm not.
I think what makes it worse is that it's not so much the dry heat outside, but it gets humid in the house. Mm. So it's a dry heat outside of the house, but for some reason the inside of the house gets humid, especially the later part of the day.
You know, I was always wondering
really
why every picture that I've seen in the last, 8-9 years, usually why do I have a shaved head during the summers? And now I know because it's so freaking dry here. That's like, it drives me crazy. I end up shaving my head because I just want to feel a breeze going through my head.
So why don't you shave then?
I don't know.
You keep talking about it and you haven't done it. So
I'm kind of holding on to the last little few hairs that I'm growing.
You act like you're so bald. There's so many other men in this world who have way less hair than you.
Because my hair is so pretty.
It used to be pretty.
It's still pretty.
It used to be pretty.
You're saying it's not pretty no more?
Not as pretty as it was.
Because it's not long. See, I have to let it grow long so it can be pretty again.
So you're trying to retain your youth by growing out your hair.
Yeah, that's it.
I see. I thought you said you weren't going to be one of those guys.
So you're telling me I need a shave?
I'm just saying if you keep complaining about it.
No, you keep saying that I'm like I'm going bald. Am I going bald?
No, I'm saying a haircut at least.
No.
I don't get the boys, the men in my family. Like I'm talking about my husband and my boys, right? It's freaking hot. And these guys decide to grow their hair out for the summer. All three of them. Our now 11-year-old has his hair down to his shoulders because he wants to be Bucky again. And then our almost 15-year-old, he's over there growing out his hair because he wants a Padawan braid. And you, what's your excuse for growing out your hair? To retain your youth?
No, I always like long hair. What was that?
And
that
it's
thing
in
you said?
the summer.
No, but I've always had long hair, and our boys always had long hair.
But you guys can't grow it out in the winter. Like in the winter,
because it's not going to grow that much in the winter.
You guys are always cutting your hair in the winter.
Prepping it for the winter so that it's nice and long during the winter, very nice and warm.
But then you guys cut it in the winter.
Yeah.
And then you decide to grow out in the summer when it should be the other way around. You should be growing it out in the winter and cutting it in the summer.
It doesn't grow that fast. If we decide to keep on shaving our heads all the way till September, and October, November, December, 3 months, it's not going to grow that much. It might grow 2 inches, 3.
Your guys' hair grows really fast.
Yeah, that's not enough. We want more.
Oh my gosh. Well, our boys.
Besides, we're savages. We're supposed to have long hair.
I know, but
we're not Romans.
boys.
We have
well,
no,
technically,
yeah.
I mean, DNA wise, like
Diluted. It doesn't matter.
still. But I just.
What was the thing you read about
Which one?
long hair?
Oh, that. I think I talked about this on a previous post. The commentary about, or did I not? Anyways, something about long hair used to be a symbol of masculinity.
Oh, that's right. We did talk about it. You're right.
Yeah, that it was a symbol of masculinity, like in every culture around the world, especially tribal culture.
Well, we want to be toxic masculine people. That's what we want to do.
Because you want to be toxic masculine people.
Yeah, because you know how masculinity is such a bad thing nowadays.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that masculine people around. Nobody wants like, oh, you're such a what was that derogatory term of?
Yeah, toxic masculinity.
Is it toxic masculinity?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. So there you go. We're gonna embrace it to a certain.
Well, I get confused by toxic masculinity because it's like, so toxic masculinity, I think at one point was meant to describe like those machistas, right?
Macho man.
But now it's also used to describe burly men with big beards and long hair. But yet a lot of the what's the term I'm looking for?
I don't know.
It's like a fashion statement these days, right? To have long beard and
the hipsters,
exactly.
It's been out for a while,
and they're not considered toxic they aren't considered to have toxic masculinity.
I think you can tell when it's a hipster because it's kind of like a mix between a lumberjack and a rockabilly. You know, like the skinny jeans with the cuff.
Okay.
And then, you know, maybe they wear like a flannel, but their hair is like perfectly like
done,
but then they have that beard,
and it's perfectly.
But the beard is is like perfect trim. Like that shit drives me crazy. I've always said that when a guy grows out their beard and like the cheeks or the chin part is so bushy, but the mustache is like perfectly trim. I'm like, what the hell? Like if you didn't care about everything else, why would you care about the mustache?
Because they're Mordecai.
No, because that's
they
trimmed.
care about the mustache.
No, that's only the
you're
corners.
talking about it just being completely trimmed.
Yeah, like you know, but then there's those guys that do get it trimmed and it's shaped and with their mustaches.
All the male grooming that goes on.
Yeah, I mean, having a beard is a lot of high maintenance.
It's a lot. You have oils and you have I don't know what balms and
I use those every once in a while when I feel like wearing the oil. I like to put the oil.
You treat your beard better than you do the hair on your head.
That's not true. I take care of my hair.
Yes.
I brush my hair daily.
Shampoo.
I put hair balm on my hair all the time. I even put oil, but I can't find it because somebody stole it, and I found out who the culprit is.
Oh, our son?
Yeah. Bastard took my damn oil.
Because I taught him how to keep his
But usually my beard oil, I have a little left over, and I brush it through my hair. I wear a lot of baseball hats, yes, or my cowboy hat on the
What people don't know is that you're actually pretty high maintenance.
I can be.
Yeah, once upon a time you were.
I can be. I mean, I like I told you the other day, nobody's ever loved me. Nobody's ever given me love and attention, so I just love myself, you know? I look in the mirror and I say, man, you're pretty. Nobody else is going to tell me that. Or you're a handsome devil. I was like, nobody else. You don't tell me that.
I told you look handsome.
No, you don't.
Only when you have that fresh cut that I like, when your sides are shaved.
So, yeah. So, see? I mean, but I'm not that high maintenance. So, what is it? I like to take a shower like daily.
No, I'm talking about once upon a time you were super high maintenance.
Oil on my beard.
He had like a whole bedtime routine. He was worse than a chick. Like I've never been. I guess maybe what do they say? You're the chick in the relationship and I'm the guy.
I wouldn't say that. But...
No. I mean, like when it comes to.
What was my routine? Brushing my teeth. Taking a shower.
You would take a shower.
Put on cologne.
Put cologne and deodorant to bed.
I'm gonna sweat.
And
I want to smell good. I gotta smell myself.
And even before you did all that, you would straight up air dry. You wouldn't even towel the water off. You'd just throw yourself on the bed and let the fan dry you. And then eventually at some point you'd get dressed and then put on your cologne and deodorant. And I'm just like, what? Why? Why? And then when I was pregnant, it was that much worse because I was nauseous. Like all your scents would make me nauseous. And eventually you did stop because of that.
Well, yeah, because you don't love me. That's why. You never loved me.
So
there it is.
much.
We're together because you're like, you're pregnant. That's the only reason you stay with me.
Shut up. That's not why. It was so much smells to go to bed to. I'm not a smell person. I do not like.
Well, I wasn't raised like that.
I know you weren't, and I wasn't raised.
But that's not being high maintenance. That's just
to me, that's high maintenance.
Love.
For a man, to me, that's high maintenance.
For a man, I don't go get manicures or pedicures. I don't go to the barber shop.
You've had manicures before.
No, I haven't.
Manicures?
Yeah.
You told me you've had a manicure before.
No, that was a lie. I never had.
Oh, shut up.
I gave myself a manicure one time. Like, that little polish thing? I tried it on my nails once. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
You used to buy yourself like $100 shoes just to ruin them?
No, I bought nice shoes. It's not my fault that Italian leather is expensive. I tried it for a little while. There was a little while when I tried to be a nice,
GQ.
dressy, classy guy. You know, I wore some slacks. I wore some nice button-up shirts, and I had haircuts. I tried it for a little while, but it was nice, but it kind of felt like, it's not really me. Kind of fake.
But you tell me you miss it.
But yeah, there's nothing wrong with sometimes looking nice or dressing nicely.
I always told you, I said you should go work for a bank if you want to dress up every day.
Yeah, my credit's not that great. It would never take me.
I mean, maybe that's what we need to tell the boys today, work at a bank.
But you know what? Well, going back to that toxic masculinity, I don't think I will work out in a bank because, I'm horrible.
For what? For your toxic masculinity?
Yeah,
it's such a hard phrase for me to say sometimes, like toxic masculinity.
Like right now, it's like working with females. You never know what's going to happen or how they're going to act.
Ooh, I just had to do the sexual harassment training again.
Right.
At work.
Uh-huh. Now that you're back, yeah.
Yeah, now that I'm back in the office.
They want to make sure that you don't harass people?
Well, it just happens that it's been 2 years since the last time I took it.
You harass the guys at work, or is it the girls at work? Why would they make you do this? What's the guy to
it's mandatory. No, it's just mandatory.
What's the guy to girl ratio in your office? How many guys do you guys have? One guy?
Our manager.
Your manager?
Yeah.
Everybody else is a female?
Yeah.
So I guess it's kind of like more like in case he harasses you guys?
No way.
You know how to act?
No, that would never happen.
No, I get it.
He never leaves his office.
It's the California state law thing.
Per California state law, it's mandatory every 2 years. Well, it depends on the industry. Some industries are every year and other industries are every 2 years. And our industry just happens to be every 2 years. And I just happen to be back in time for it. So it was just interesting to hear all the extra things now. Yay, California.
Extra things?
Yeah, all the extra protected classes.
Oh, yeah, protected classes.
Yeah.
Remember when classes were like middle class and lower class?
There's like 2 columns of classes now. Like it used to be like 1. It's a lot of classes now.
Rainbow magic.
Not just like even the rainbow people. It's like, I even hate calling them the rainbow people. We said the alphabet people, right?
The lettuce, bacon, tomato.
I don't even mind
guacamole,
the lettuce and the guacamole.
Tomato.
It's everybody else. I forgot where I was going with this. Well, my point being that I had to take the sexual harassment training. And the whole time I was like, yeah, I really think my husband's work should be
Oh no, we did something
or the
like
harassment training.
We did something like that, and not I want to say maybe a couple months ago.
Because you guys have a female boss.
Well, no, when we took ours, I was like, wow. I told the guys, I was like, I'm not gonna be sending you guys anything else on Instagram or Snapchat or wherever.
Yeah, you
'cause I
can't
was
do
like,
anything. You're not even, I mean, technically, you shouldn't even be hanging out outside of work.
yeah, I was like, because I don't want you guys to turn around and be like, oh, he sent me this, and this is harassment, or this was
What did I
for
tell
joke
you?
or
You just
homophobic
need to
joke.
keep the veteran religion
Political.
and political protected classes on your belt. You just need to keep those handy in case you need to. Because like if they come at you, don't you have some coworkers that are always trying to save your soul?
Oh yeah, there's
So
a
you need
couple.
to like be like, hey man, this is my religion is politically is a protected class.
Actually,
So I need you to
I think
back
those
off.
guys, the guys that used to do that, I haven't seen them or I haven't talked to them in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just remember you used to always tell me that they were trying to save your soul. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I took it as a joke
Yeah.
because of the person that was coming from. So,
Yeah, you told me it was like more than one person.
Well,
that
yeah,
would
there was
come at
this-
you.
this one really religious guy, but he always acted weird. That's why I say you never talk about politics or religion, right? Because some people take it the wrong way. So politically wise, we agreed, but religious wise, we were different. But I was more respectful towards his and more curious about learning than he was about mine. Because as soon as you heard about mine or whatever,
Isn't that like the Jehovah Witnesses when they come to your door?
right?
Have you ever tried talking to them about your own religion?
Dude, no. So
I've always wanted to
I
have.
had a buddy. Oh no! Wait, was it your dad that gave me this idea? Yeah, I think it was your dad. That one time he says, "You know what I like to do to the Jehovah's Witnesses when they came to the door?" He's like, I was like, "Yeah, I'll read yours if you read mine," and he will go get a Book of Mormon and give it to them.
Yes.
And they'll be like, "Oh, sorry, we won't take it anymore." Your dad, and they will leave them. They will come back.
Yeah.
Maybe 6 months later, it'll be like a new group show up. And I think I did that one time. I was like, "Oh, wait, well, I'll read yours if you read my wife's." And I went and I grabbed your Book of Mormon, and I was like, "Here." It was like, "Oh no, thank you." I was like, "That is awesome." I thought that was a great joke.
It's true though, because it's like people show up to your door and they want to preach their faith, but and this is with everything in life. It's not even just about religion. The moment you try to talk about your point of view on things, they completely shut you
Sorry.
down. They're
The
like,
chair.
"No, thank you."
So on another news, toxic masculinity. Getting old sucks, guys. Getting old sucks. Body starts giving out.
You're gonna talk about it?
Oh yeah. I've been in so much pain the last couple of days. Like bad. I woke up one morning and I was like, "Oh man, I don't feel so good. My back hurts." And then, just a little stiff for the day and whatever, but I was kind of slow. And then I woke up the next day and I was like, "Oh my goodness, I can't move. I feel something definitely wrong."
You've been in bed since
2 days now.
Yeah.
2 days. It's just
Saturday
been pain.
night.
It's been killing me. It's getting worse, and I tried taking some pills, and I had to go to the doctors, and they took me out of work for a couple of days and told me to ice it and see how
and this
I
hasn't
get.
happened to you in a while.
No, it hasn't happened to me in a long time. I haven't thrown out my back out. So yeah, I don't know, but it's.
I'm gonna
different.
blame all the birthday cake you've had.
You know what? I want to too. I want to agree with you on that one because I did have birthday cake
Almost every day for
So
the last 2 weeks.
our little boy, who is now 11, had a birthday, and the heat in my back had a lot to do with it. So we celebrated his actual birthday. We did things with him. We went out and just he was 11. Have him had a little shopping spree for his birthday, get whatever he wanted, and run some errands, but whatever. But I was feeling kind of weird, and then the next day was supposed to be like his little get together. We were supposed to go rock climbing
With his
and everything.
friends.
Yeah. And they called us and said that they were probably gonna cancel on us because it was getting too hot. And in the back of my mind, I was like, "Thank you," because my back is killing me. And then, so we ended up having a great time, just kicking it in the backyard.
Yeah,
Having
we bought a slip and slide.
slip and slide and
That
some
was,
inflatable water balloons.
Yeah, water balloons and the water twister.
Yeah.
The slip and slide was unsuccessful because we've now learned that our backyard is not level.
Not level, and it has a lot of little rock, even though
And too many rocks. So not
Little pebbles,
level.
yeah.
Little pebbles everywhere. And then the water balloon, of course, those go so fast. And the twister one was like the kids had fun
That
with
was
the
awesome,
twister one.
yeah.
It's just kind of slow because you have to like spin, and then I kept messing up. Right hand green, left foot, right foot.
So I mean, I always known it, but it was funny to see it again. Our oldest boy and our oldest daughter are competitive as hell. They were really putting the, but I mean, they're flexible. I mean, they're flexible. They were holding on to those positions and having a good time. Yeah, it
and
was
you
awesome.
tried to do it too, and I don't think that helped your back.
I don't think that helped. Oh no, I gave up right away. I was like, nope, I'm done.
I was like, are you sure you should be doing that?
Yeah, I thought maybe it'll help me stretch out. You know?
Yeah, I mean, you were in a good stretch position for a while.
Yeah, but yeah, so guys, once you get to that 40, 45 year age gap, make sure you have a belt,
Those
elastic weight.
what are they called? Your fajas?
Back support.
Yeah, your back support.
Straps. Because you never know. I mean, I remember I used to make the joke when you hit 30, like so a couple of little things start popping. At 35, a couple of little aches come show up. At 40, definitely you're gonna get more when your knees are start like, hey, welcome back. Remember this injury when you were 10? Boom.
Remember jumping out of those planes?
Yeah. I remember jumping out of those roofs. Also, and there was skateboarding, bicycles, and football, and etc. Baseball, and etc. So yeah, so it comes to a point where your body takes a toll. But definitely pancakes and donuts and birthday cakes.
All the things you're not supposed to be eating.
Yeah. And I was a bad boy. And
Super. I think every episode we've been saying you've been a bad boy.
I've been a bad boy this year. I've been a bad boy this year.
Super bad. And I tell you tell me.
Okay, people.
Don't let me eat those things.
This is it. This is my turning point. It's effective immediately. It's back on 100%.
I won't believe it till I see it.
All right. Want to bet on it?
No, I don't want to bet on it.
That's right, because you're going to lose.
No, because I'll just have to remind you, and then you'll be like, you're not my mother.
It does happen.
All the time. I'll be like, don't eat that. Don't order that. You're going to regret it later. Don't put that in your mouth. Don't do it. You're like, you're not my mother. I married you to walk this life with me, not to tell me what to do. Right?
Right.
And then you eat it, and then later you're like, babe, I shouldn't have eaten that.
Right. But I sleep so good after I eat stuff like that.
Because you're crashing.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
not
That's
a good thing.
so good.
That's not a good thing. You're not supposed to be crashing.
So yes, people, the worst drug in this world is not alcohol, and it's not weed, it's not cocaine, it's not none of that stuff. The worst drug in this world is actually sugar.
Well,
Yeah, I've been on pain. I can't move. It sucks. I'm losing my mind. If you're like home, sometimes you just walk around and do something or pretend to do something.
even if you don't do anything, at least you know you could if you wanted to.
Yeah, you don't realize it, but when you're in pain, even just getting up to the bathroom or sitting up or sitting down, oh my goodness.
It's like people with migraines. Like, I don't understand like that pain, but I hear that it's super debilitating.
Right. Yeah, everything has a thing. Everything. I mean, yeah. I thought I broke one of my fingers because it's been hurting for like I want to say maybe like a month when I go to grab stuff.
Okay.
Try to do things, rape stuff. I was like, man, maybe my finger is.
Did you say
broken.
rape stuff?
Grab stuff. Rape
You
stuff.
said rape.
Did I say rape?
It sounded like
I
you
hope
said
not.
rape.
I guess I got to take that class again. Oh
Sounded like you
man.
said rape.
But maybe I was like, well, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't feel anything, and I can make a fist now. So couldn't have been that. But maybe it's one of those major pain tricks, You know, want me to show you a trick to get your mind off that?
Oh, and you hurt something else because your back hurts. Now your finger doesn't hurt.
So I don't feel the pain in my finger anymore.
Well, it's like, remember I injured my fingers a while back?
Right.
Our dog, our puppy, he threw himself in the tub, and I was trying to get him out. This is
a while back.
But I didn't realize that I had exerted so much force on my fingers trying to pull him up by his scruff because he was so darn heavy that I sprained 2 fingers in my hand. I think it was just the adrenaline and my anger that he wouldn't listen to me. Even if I was being nice, I was just trying to pull him out of the tub, and his scruff just kept pulling my fingers back in the opposite direction. But I just didn't notice in that moment.
And those mastiffs, any type of mastiff.
Oh my gosh. And it was just his scruff.
Skin,
yeah, it was just his skin. He didn't care. He didn't budge at all. I was just pulling on his skin the whole time.
When I was a teenager, we had 2 Shar-Peis, and that was the thing with them too. They're so wrinkly, and you grab your skin, and it's just
like putty.
Yeah, I was like, oh man.
Yes.
So that's crazy.
Yeah, and well, as they get older, well, at least for him, right? It's supposed to even out a little bit.
Oh, supposedly, yeah.
It's supposed
to. I don't see
bad.
It because they get more wrinkly, like in the face and stuff.
I don't know. He doesn't look more wrinkly.
Oh yeah, and he does to me. That baby face is going away.
Oh, he still has a baby face. Anyway, so I had injured those 2 fingers, and to this day, they still hurt. So I know it's ligament. There was a ligament tear in there. But now yesterday, our son, we were at the store, and he was trying to help me put some chair away at the store that we were looking at, and he ends up smashing my finger between the chair, oh my gosh, the piping on the chair. And I'm like, let go.
Was it a foldable chair?
It was a foldable chair. Yeah. One? Yeah. And then I was like, open it. And he's like, I'm trying to open the chair, and he's clamping it shut, and like he panics and just yanks my hand out of it. And he ends up pulling, like I could feel all the tendon in my thumb just like yank. I was like, it hurts so bad. Wow. Anyways, my left hand stopped hurting because my right hand was hurting. And but yeah, it was hurting today when I was driving actually. So, but he was so apologetic, and he told me today too. He's like, "Mom, make sure you talk about what I did to you, and let everybody know it was an accident. I was trying to help you." And I was like, "Buddy, I understand you're trying to help me, but when I say open it, just let go if you're not sure what to do."
Kids, they always do the opposite.
They always do the opposite. You tell them to do one thing, and they always do the opposite thing.
Oh, talking about kids. So, one of my daughters,
the 21-year-old,
finally left
today,
and wow, we all lost a bet. She stuck around for
she stuck out the whole month.
Yeah.
Yep.
So So nobody wins. What we're gonna win? Who knows? But
I did confirm that she was given crap by the 23-year-old.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the 23-year-old told her. I mean, this is what she's telling me, 23-year-old. If you're out there listening, she told me that her sister had. It's like, why don't you go see Dad? Why don't you go spend time with Dad? Something along that line. And so it was in her head. Yeah. Well, she went home. I dropped her off, and I expected it to be way more awkward than it was.
Yeah, so I couldn't drive. Well, I wasn't allowed to drive.
Well, you can't barely sit up in a chair at home for dinner or for a meal. How can you sit in a 1 to 2 hour drive south?
1 or 2 drive.
There's a reason the doctor put you off.
Yeah. That sucks.
Anyways, so
that's very frustrating.
I drove her home, and it went fine.
I hate it. I hate feeling like this.
Getting old.
Yeah.
I guess ultimately it's just about like taking care of yourself when you're younger.
Yeah.
And don't do a bunch of stupid things that are going to injure yourself. But I get it. It's fun, right? In the moment.
I didn't do a
You're
lot of
having
stupid things,
fun. You don't think the whole jumping out of airplanes for the Army didn't compact?
That was part of my job.
I
got paid for it.
I understand, but it messed up your ankles. It messed up your knees. It messed up your lower back because of the compression on your joints.
It took years for me to find out that it messed me up. Okay.
Well, but there's other factors. There's all compounding factors for all that stuff.
I'll do it all over again.
Yeah, you say that. You do it again.
I hated it at the time, but I miss it sometimes.
Yeah, you've told me that you miss the Army life. At least the way it used to be.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I wasn't waiting for you back then. From some of the stories you told me, would have been a big problem.
Waiting for me. I don't know what that means. But yeah, so what are you doing?
I'm scratching myself.
Sounded weird. Yeah, stop it.
Okay.
Well, so yeah. And we were talking about Texas masculinity, and we went again in a whole different story.
Well, we didn't really have like an actual point.
No, but we could have built on that because it's entertaining. We were talking about, you went to the whole, I guess your sexual harassment class.
Yeah.
And so how was it though? Like, how long was that class? How long is it for you guys?
It was actually really short because it's just a refresher course.
Ours is usually about like an hour and a half or two.
We have an actual person.
Online one.
See, no, we have an actual person who comes out and goes through the slides.
We used to do that, but after the whole pandemic crap, they just do everything online. But it's the time, so you have to like. It's kind of like if somebody's giving you the class or narrating and telling you, and you're reading along. And they have like scenarios.
No, I like the way they do it because the guy, he's been doing the same training for us for years. He does all our training, and he's just fun to listen to. Like, he makes it fun.
No, you want sexually harassment?
What?
He makes it fun.
Not like that. It's just he doesn't make it boring. It's not like turn to page 1 or of the pamphlet or whatever, you know. It's not boring. That's it. He asks questions and we answer.
When I used to work at a bike shop, they used to make us do that class too, like in person, but there was a video we had to watch. And there was something about a purple sweater. Some lady with a purple sweater. On the video. And it was hilarious. Because it was like, everybody would like make jokes about the lady with the purple sweater. And they were like, well, yeah, she worked here. She would get sexually harassed all the time.
With that purple sweater. Like, one of the pictures he showed was, so it's like a lady, it's like a business, it's an office setting. And lady's wearing like a pencil skirt, and she's
pencil skirt,
the tight ones, those skirts that are tight to the knee.
Oh yeah.
And
that whole hot for the teacher kind of look. The business lady.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, that's like a fantasy right there.
Well, she's kind of like leaning over, not paying attention to the guy behind her.
Right.
And he's sitting at his desk and he's totally turning around, like looking at her. So
looking at her or looking at her butt?
Well, one could assume that he's looking at her butt because we can't tell if they're having a conversation, right? Because she's not looking at him. So then that was the whole spiel. Is like, okay, from this image, what's wrong with it? Or is there anything wrong with it? So it's like, yeah, it's wrong because from this perspective, looking at him, looking at her, it looks like he's staring at her butt.
Okay.
But then he's like, well, what if he's not? What if they're having a conversation?
But it doesn't matter the perspective of a person. It's how she feels, right?
Well, no, she might not even know he's looking at her. So the person that's looking at him, looking at her, could get offended and report it as harassment.
Oh my fucking goodness.
Yeah, that's how extreme it is. So even if the person doesn't understand the context of what they're seeing, they can still claim harassment. Then there'll be an investigation to confirm if it is or isn't. Yay!
Well, I guess I'll never have a job again I'm going to end up in the office all the time, and I'm going to get fired all the time because I might say or do or
I mean,
look like.
doesn't it feel like that's where you're at, where you're not allowed to say or do anything? And if there's a union, it's way worse.
I don't think so.
No, because the union, in the sense of, okay, so yes, the union protects the employees more than it protects the company, but they can also make your life.
Yeah, but like now you can't even say that's right. I did take this STEM class because I remember there was something about a thing about like if you hold the door for someone, they could file harassment because you're like trying to look at their butt while they walk in. If the person feels like that, or if you hold the door open and they're a female and you're a male, you're harassing because you're being sexist.
Yeah, the other side of that is you hold the door for one person and not anybody else, and now it's favoritism.
Yeah.
And so even though the person you held the door for might not claim any type of harassment, you're now the others who you didn't hold the door for can claim discrimination.
So then can they do it like, okay, so let's say you and me have a relationship, right? We're like friends. We get along good, right? Mm-hmm. It's whatever. And then there's another worker with us who I don't have a good relationship with or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I tell you, oh, I really like that blouse on you. That's a good color for, you're looking good. That person could say that I harassed you.
Yeah.
But you're like, oh, thank you. But you weren't offended by it or whatever.
Nope, it doesn't matter because it was offensive to their ears or to their sight to see us interact that way. That's the world we're living in right now. So
it's saying it ain't your beauty, it's your booty. That's enough.
That's definitely not okay. It's definitely not okay. It's just gotten to the point where you're literally walking on eggshells all the time. Like from an HR perspective, it's really hard to be HR these days. Like what it's supposed to be, what HR is supposed to be, it's really hard to do. The rules are always changing or they're so strict because you're supposed to be protecting the employees and the company. And in the end, you end up just protecting the company from lawsuits. So you kind of just, it's really hard. We have some friends that are in HR and they're met like our male. We have a guy friend who's in HR. It'd be probably good to talk to him. Like from a guy like in HR.
I don't think he's HR anymore.
I'm pretty sure he's still HR. It's part of his title. Anyways, I don't know if he listens to us. He just comment on things every now and then.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we're thinking about different people.
Maybe we're thinking about different people.
Yeah. Well, I'm fucked. Seriously. Because, I mean, I make jokes all the time.
Well, sometimes and I've told you to stop doing that. Even when you used to work.
Sometimes they say it's favoritism.
Even when you used to work at the motorcycle company, I used to tell you.
Oh, yeah, I learned that one.
Stay away from the sluts that work there.
None of them were sluts.
Uh-huh.
They were free-spirited young ladies.
They were free-spirited.
You're harassing them by calling them that.
Back in that time frame, I'm good because I didn't work there. Even though you can also... Oh, you were harassed by a client.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I forgot about that. I was harassed by clients regularly. Oh, my... Yeah. Oh, my God. I forgot about that lady. Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah, you were harassed. And then that other gentleman that used to give you gifts, that famous guy that used to give you gifts that you had as a client, someone could have filed discrimination against him. Sorry. Someone could have filed discrimination against him for giving you gifts and no one else.
Interesting.
Yeah. But that lady that harassed, I remember one story you told me about that lady who... It was really bad. A customer that was sexually harassing him in front of her husband.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he looks at me, he's like, don't look at me, man. It's not my mouth.
Like, what the?
I mean, overall, he's a cool dude. And his wife was cool, too. But I don't know if she was, like, drunk or high that day. But, oh, man. Like,
Yeah, he got home and he told me about this story.
felt
I'm
your
like,
piece of meat. Actually, I felt like a peacock. I was like, wow, I'm flattered. I don't think that would ever happen to me. But that was a lie. Apparently, it happened a lot there. So
it happened a lot there, Ernest. But yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
There was a reason I wasn't okay with you going drinking with the guys, especially to the places you guys would go right next to stripper places, where the strippers were working at the bar.
Single moms, they need support.
Sure. Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, that's harassment.
If you would have done anything to them or said anything to them, but that's what they were there for, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
That's their job.
No, not when we're at the bar. At the bar, they're being waitresses.
Yeah, but they would still
That was it.
also make comments sometimes and tell you guys, "Oh, we'll see you next door."
Well, yeah, they're just not them. They're just trying to make money. It's kind of like those guys that believe that the Hooter girls like them, Thank you, sweetie. Like, oh, thank you. So it's like, no, they're just working for the tip. Come on.
Remember
be
that time
stupid.
that boss, he took me to, not this boss,
Texas
but
Lucy's?
Texas Lucy's? Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. It was hilarious.
I've never been.
He used to.
It was in
in
Anaheim, right?
No,
Oh,
La
Irvine?
Palma.
Oh, okay.
So a boss of mine, we had to go to a meeting at a payroll company that we were trying to get more information on. And we ended up going to lunch to this place. We had no idea what it was. It was called Texas Lucy's. And we went in. It's like, oh, it's a barbecue joint. And these girls are like Hooter chicks in chaps. Like
Damn.
assless chaps.
I should have gone.
He was like, I mean, it's seriously one of those situations where had it been anybody else, I don't know, maybe my boss would have gotten in trouble for taking me there.
Yeah, that's another form of
'Cause
harassment,
that's
right?
a form of harassment because we went to this place and it was completely inappropriate. But he's, he'd been my boss for like 8 years.
He's a cool guy. I know him.
Yeah,
We
he'd
hang
been
out
my
with him.
boss for 8 years. He knows my husband. He knows my kids. And he was just like, maybe I should have brought your husband here. I was like, just started laughing. I was like, oh my God. But we were both kind of embarrassed and we were also
Yeah.
hungry. So we just ate. And
Yeah, barbecue.
Got out of there.
You
Yeah.
can't- Texas barbecue. You have to.
Yeah. We just ate and joked about it and got out of there. But I mean, that's
And nobody's
definitely.
still taking me there. So, but I'm still waiting.
I don't know. It might not even be there anymore.
Yeah, because that's another thing, right? So if you're saying that in here in this state, and if somebody goes like that, and it's like, oh, I'm offended by her attire. I
Yes,
guess I harassed
exactly. Exactly.
her. Man, welcome to the pacification of America yet again.
Yeah. Yep. That's right. That is right. I'm offended by her attire. And then
offended that she works out and I don't, and she's got big booty and I
someone
don't,
could
so
say,
it's better
well,
than I
then
do.
you don't have to eat here. It's like, I have a right to eat wherever I want. And then you pull out the whole, well, we have right to refuse service. And then you just go down this giant rabbit hole of back and forth. I have the right to this and I have the right to that. So, again, yay.
That's funny. That's I guess it's a matter of time before those places start closing, right?
I guess. Is there any Hooters still open?
Oh yeah, I think so. But I think they're
Well,
kinda,
I'm just talking because of the whole pandemic thing. I don't know if places like reopened.
No, yeah, a lot of them are still around. I think.
I don't have my phone on me to check if that
Yeah, me
Texas. If
neither.
anybody knows if Texas Lucy's is still open in La Palma, let us know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're still open, except that now instead of just being all girls and assless chaps, there's probably a couple of girls with mustaches and assless chaps.
Completely possible.
I mean, Hooters is doing it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Hooters started doing that like a year or two ago. That was all over the news.
Well, I was at a grocery store the other day, and I was like standing waiting for something, and I had a double take because there was like this big kind of thick person like in the uniform for the store, and I saw it was like a pink ponytail, but when they turned her around, it was like straight up like
Big old beard.
yeah, and makeup. And I was just like, and then their voice, you can tell they're on hormones because their body would look like a little different. Like, voice was a little different unless they were doing it like that on purpose. But I was really glad the kids weren't with me at that moment because
Yeah,
It was
our
not.
kids, our kids,
They're kind of vocal about it.
yeah, yeah. But
Especially our 7-year-old. She's just, Mom.
yeah, we're gonna get sued for harassment
I
a
know.
lot. It was like, why does that dude look like a girl?
Yeah.
Or why is that girl dressed like a dude?
I mean, I don't know. It's like such a fine line right there because like some girls just like to be comfortable, right? Some girls just like to be like with that tomboy look like, for a lot of women.
Yeah.
Like I like wearing flannels and jeans. Granted, I was mistaken for a man one time when I was dressed like that. Remember we were crossing?
No, I'll never forget.
We were crossing the border and I was in flannel. I was in my red flannel. I
don't know. You look beat up. Though.
I was also beat up. I was tired.
Up,
yeah, I was almost.
And you were fighting with me, so you had that angry face.
Yeah.
And so that didn't help. It was like,
and so we're not even all the way to the cross back into the United States, and we pull up to the kiosk and the agent says, "Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. I thought you were a man." From like far away, he thought I was a man. And he said that when I got there. That would have been another harassment case right there. Like, how dare you? You know, type of I'm just saying. But I'm just saying, my point originally was that, you know, sometimes women like to be comfortable and like men's clothes can be comfortable.
Right.
But I guess a man could say that about women's clothes, right?
I mean, if I dressed up in a sari and covered my face, people would be like, "Hey, baby,
what pretty eyes you have!"
Pretty eyes. Like,
What movie was that?
No, it's a story.
Is it a story?
Oh wait! No, you're talking about that's
there's
Mad Mardigan.
Mad Mardigan, that's right. Mad Mardigan does that.
Willow, yeah.
I love Mad Mardigan. He does. I was like, wait, I know this. I've seen
There's a story too. Remember that the Norse mythology by my guy.
Oh, okay.
That he talks
Doesn't
about
Loki do it?
Yeah, that Thor dresses up as.
Oh, it's Thor.
Dresses up as a bride, and
that's funny. Yeah.
he's just
But
eating
you're right,
and
but
drinking. They're like, "Oh my goodness!"
Look at she can pound it down.
And then at the end, takes out the veil, his big old bearded red beard, and starts killing everybody.
Yeah, Mad Mardigan. That's right.
Mad Mardigan does that. Yeah,
Mardigan does it
I'll
too.
be doing the Mad Mardigan. Oh no! Stop it!
Let's breed.
Yeah, let's breed.
It's not a woman.
Wasn't that Little John also later on in Robin Hood?
That guy? No.
It just reminds me of Little John.
No, he's not Little John.
Gruffy,
No. On the Prince of Thieves one?
Yeah.
On Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. I
of,
love that movie. It's not him.
Kind of Hagrid looking.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They had the Hagrid look.
No. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not the same guy.
All right.
No.
Masculinity. You see, even their big, burly, long-haired, big.
Those are all toxic masculine men.
Come here, baby.
Yeah. Mad Mardigan wasn't.
Oh no, not at all.
I mean, he was
not at all. He's just sleeping around.
But would a toxic man dress up like a woman?
Yeah, to get out from getting caught from her husband.
I don't know. I don't know if that's true. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't think Mad Mardigan was that toxic. Mm-hmm. I love Mad Mardigan.
He sexually harassed her the whole movie.
He was under a spell. It wasn't his fault.
Okay.
Remember, he hated her.
Well, I can say that
because when the spell wore off,
say, I was under a spell. Her booty put me under a spell. Can you say that? No, it won't be excused.
I don't know. These days, if you believe it, it's true. Right? Right?
I'm like, don't tell me shit like that.
If you say that you believe it, then it is true.
I do believe in fairies. I do.
Clap if you believe in fairies. What movie was that, people? What movie was that?
Oh my goodness. Having a little too much fun with that one. Well, yeah, so
I guess Is that it?
That was good, man. Like we had literally came into this with like nothing in mind. We were just talking. You wanted to talk about my back and me getting old and breaking, and I just want to talk about this damn heat. Stay safe, stay hydrated, people. Please be safe out there. Don't forget about your animals. Don't leave them outside in this damn heat. Make sure they have plenty of water.
Yep.
Make sure that your little ones do too.
Your kids. Stay hydrated. You mean all the kids that are indoors playing video games all summer?
Hey. Whew. To be that age.
Right? To be that age? No, we were outdoors in the summer.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
About?
That's why I only wore shorts. Like all those pictures of me in the summer when I was a kid, I was like just walking around in shorts and my little short ass hair.
I don't think I could.
Look at that Pee Wee Herman out there.
I was always in the dang trees. I was always climbing trees. I was always in the trees.
I didn't have trees. I had pine trees. You can't climb those.
No, we had big magnolias that we would climb.
But then again, my dad's floor, I mean, I didn't need no slip and slide. I could just wet that floor and slip everywhere, you know?
Yeah, it was the tile.
Yeah. No, that nice smooth finish thing with that paint, whatever, that dyed kind of like the little corner we have here that the kids were slipping on.
Oh, outside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's all we got for today.
Okay.
That's good, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
We'll find out when I edit it.
All right. Have fun editing. And so, yeah, harassment, heat, back.
I'm sure there's so much more we could have said about all that stuff, but.
Oh yeah, we can.
And I'm actually pretty outdated on my HR stuff just because I haven't had to practice it in so long. But I mean,
you know what always makes you laugh? And here we go. Instead of ending it, we're still going on, right? But it always makes you laugh is when I listen to it again, and I was like, oh, I could have said this, or oh, I could have added that. You know, oh, I just remembered this.
I don't know how it is that you want to do this on a live video.
Nah, I'm fine with
when
that.
this is like so difficult to do, just the voice recording and editing is so time consuming. And then whenever
it gets to a point from the people that I've followed and listened to, it gets to a point where it's one take. So for them, they get to the recording and it's just one take. So it's the video recording and the audio recording, it's just that one take and that's it. Simple, straight to the point.
No, I understand, but when you're editing,
there's not that much to edit.
And like if you're editing video, it doesn't always fit like the position people are in or the mannerisms, like if they're using their hands to talk with, like
it's more than one camera.
Might not.
Yeah, different angles.
Yeah, it's because my brother does for his podcast. He also does.
Yeah, but that's one camera.
Editing.
That's one camera, and it's like straight at them.
Well, he also told me he now pays someone to do it, so he doesn't have to do it anymore. Yeah. He's like, this is why you pay people to do these things.
Yeah, that's what producers are there for. You know? That's what they tell you, find somebody that wants to give some credit at school and volunteer or, whatever. But, it's a learning thing.
All right. We are going to say goodnight now.
Yeah. Good night, people.
Good night.
Have a great
rest of your week.
We'll see you. Well, we'll talk to you then.
Yeah. July will be over in no time.
No time. July 7 months, man. Next thing you know, we're going to be talking about Christmas. And then?
What happened to Halloween?
Well, what about Halloween?
I love Halloween.
I don't care. Everybody loves Halloween.
There'll be another baby coming in Halloween.
No, there won't. Not my baby.
You're just butthurt because you want to be the Nino.
I don't want to be nobody's Nino. I already have a godson.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, he's
keep telling
apparently 26 years old now. So I stopped being a Nino when he turned 18. But
no, he still calls you Nino.
Yeah, I mean, you're always a Nino, but you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, responsibility-wise.
I did my job. I helped out. It's part of the life. Oh, that could be a subject. What is it? A Nino.
Okay, next week.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us for another episode of Until They Sleep. It's been lovely. It's been awesome.
Now
stay safe.
Bedtime.
Have fun. Be careful out there. Keep your eyes on check. Don't wander off. You don't want to end up losing your job and having to explain to your husband or wife.
Yeah.
Or significant
Don't
other.
fraternize with your coworkers outside of work because they could use it against you.
Yeah, definitely. Careful what you say, careful what you do. And there's a lot of haters in the world out to get you. Man, it's happened to me. It's happened to me. I've been there before. So, yeah.
It's hilarious that it's happened to you.
Yeah.
And I've told you. I've warned you. You don't listen.
No.
Men don't listen to their wives.
No.
And then, babe, I should have listened. All right. Good night.
Good night. Peace.